Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Under the Ring podcast. My name is Mongo. As you can see, the NXT parking lot monitor, which is why when shit goes down, I mean, what am I going to do about it? I got a cane, I got oxygen, I can't stop shit. Whatever. Joining me, of course, the good stone of my call, buddy Mike Jones over here. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, fellas? What's going on, UTR? I want to give a special shout out to one of my favorite couples. It is their anniversary today. Our good brother Ken Dango Amos and his lovely bride Keisha. The Rivers, happy anniversary. I love you both. You guys are such a beautiful couple. Man, just hopefully we have many more anniversaries to celebrate with you guys. Man, happy anniversary. Love you both.
Yeah, happy anniversary, y'all. We love y'all. We do. Like Mike said, y'all have a great celebration and all that stuff. Don't let us bother you. Joining us as well is the only UTR IC champion in history, Mr. Matty Rhodes.
Yes, the only champion here, since our reigning champion could not be here tonight. I'll be here in his place as the only IC champion. Yeah, happy it's Thursday. Happy the week is almost over.
Yes.
And ready to watch March Madness. Hopefully your bracket is still out there, still surviving. If not, oh well, and it's 316 day.
I'm gone. Mine's gone.
So happy 316 day.
Yeah.
316, baby. Where were we on Saturday? Look, life got in the way. We all had stuff had happened to two of us, and then kind of had to change the schedule a little bit. But me and Mike, maybe Kenny, we're gonna be back Saturday for a 2-hour special episode of the podcast.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the last episodes of The Last of Us. What a show. What a show. But we're not here today for that. No, sir. Like Matt said, it's 316 day, baby.
What?
Maybe we'll get a beer.
What?
A Bud Light.
What?
Miller.
What?
Broken Skull IPA.
Yeah.
What?
Maybe a Steve Weiser. That's right,
What?
folks. It is Austin 316 day. One of the most important days celebrated in the wrestling community. Yeah. We're going to get into the rest of the news, but if you have any special Steve Austin moments you want to talk about, maybe some that are underrated, some that don't get a lot of love. We've seen him at Mike Tyson. We've seen him winning the championship against HBK and The Rock and all that stuff. What are some of your favorite Stone Cold moments that don't get a lot of love? Let us know. We'll talk about them today. Boys, before we do that, let's get into some news real quick. Last night, if you watched AEW Dynamite, someone showed up. A certain Canadian, popped up.
He's definitely not Jeff Jarrett.
Definitely not Jeff Jarrett. It looks like old Taya Valkyrie is joining AEW.
I mean, I'm glad that she's there. The funny part about that, and it is no like disrespect to AEW, it's just that they're like, and the crowd is going crazy, and the crowd was not going crazy.
They were not whatsoever.
The crowd was us. They're just
the crowd went mild.
Look, I'm happy for her. Taya's great. Taya's cool. I remember past few weeks I've been saying, oh, she's either going to go to WWE or AEW.
Right.
She was not going to WWE. She was not
Frankie
going back to
Monet's not coming
WWE.
back.
She was never going. Are you kidding me? There's no way. Let's see. Keep the same energy from May 19th. I will.
And with Taya,
and Kane can kiss my ass. How about that?
Yeah, we don't care about Kane.
Yeah. So on Impact tonight, it's pre-taped. Obviously, the Death Dolls defend the belts against Kylan King, someone who I thought was going to be signed to AEW, who is now signed with Impact Wrestling. Is teaming with Taylor Wilde to challenge for the belts. So it's kind of like we got a little talent swap. Impact got Kylan King, AEW got Taya Valkyrie. So,
Right.
All right.
and
Interesting.
With Taya, it's great because she's great in the ring, and she's a personality. She's a character, and not to mention she's a veteran, so she can help cover all three of those aspects for that division. So it's a great move on her part, and she won't have to worry about being lost in the shuffle with that roster. So, and on the flip side of that, she can help put one of their younger stars over. So it's a great signing for her, great signing for AEW.
Man. Y'all leave Taya Valkyrie alone. Damn.
There's something about her and her husband. We get hype and then we find out it's them, and then we're like, oh.
It's one of those with Morrison, like 10 years ago, that would have been huge. But
right
now he doesn't really do much when he goes anywhere. He just kind of shows up. Maybe hits his finisher, or maybe he messes it up and kicks someone in the face. And then that's it.
Parkour. He just does parkour and leave.
Johnny Dynamite. Yeah, it's hard to get excited for someone that won't be around long to do anything.
And then it doesn't help that he has 50,000 different names. You got Johnny Dynamite, you got Johnny Mundo, you got Johnny Nitro. It's like, which one are you going to be? Johnny Impact. It's like, which one do you want to be and stick with it?
I think he's got a name in MLW. I think he's got a different name there too.
Yeah.
Isn't it his actual name?
Oh, Hennigan? Maybe. Might be.
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ty is officially All Elite. Tony Khan made the official announcement on his Twitter account. Since she's signed, I think it's a pretty big deal. To have a veteran like that there. I don't know. The problem is AEW's women's division is so unorganized and so just strange. I don't know.
It's literally it's just a clusterfuck right now.
Yeah, Will Washington put out something on Twitter. He did this graph that partly is kind of showing issues with certain things across the board in wrestling. And it was for Black History Month. It was how many times certain or black wrestlers won a match, were in a match, or in the main event, and I think the top one ended up being NXT, and then Dynamite maybe. NXT, Dynamite, Impact, and then it was Raw, SmackDown. And I'd be curious to see that done for women's wrestling across the board. If someone wanted to do that, I'd be curious to see what that's like. Because AEW, it's and Dynamite, it just doesn't seem to be a main focus ever.
It's not. It's none of their storylines run smoothly. They're all just stagger stops. This is always a car crash. Even that brawl last night. Here comes Rio and all her people. And I'm like, well, why are they coming out here? Well, what sense does this make?
Yeah. We're getting the Saraya group, and it's all right, I guess. Maybe if it gives Tony and Ruby some shine, maybe. But Also, why isn't Jade Cargill on the show every single week?
Yeah, they didn't do her any favors. Taya debuting by having Jade do that squash match because the crowd was not even into the squash match.
Right.
No.
So it's like they're like, okay, obviously she's gonna win because she's not facing anybody worth for them, so they're not paying attention. And then, she's getting you're gonna keep beating up the girl. Why should we continue to care? Then you let her music come on. It's like, oh, okay. Well, I guess this is happening now.
They got to pull the trigger on Cargill versus Hater at some point, and I hope so. They have to. Like, that's true. And
Impact still has Josh Alexander, so they're doing all right. Yeah, Jade has to at some point get that top shot. Because when you're fit, was she 53-0?
It's like 53, 54. It's like we've had so many.
Who hasn't she beat yet?
We've had so many different AEW women's champions, and she's been the only TBS champion.
I think at this point she's had the longest reign in the company's history.
Basically,
because it's been about a year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And to Margo's point, she's the TBS champion. Why isn't she on TBS every week? Dynamite's on TBS now. Right. It's like your secondary show is on TNT. Why are you not having your TBS champion on our screens every week while your main show is on TBS? It makes no sense.
AEW seems to be separating the women in 3 categories: the women's heavyweight, TBS, and then ROH. Yeah, that's what it seems like. And I'm not going to say that they don't have the women to fill out those roles because they have a ton, but they don't have the time to build them. It's like it's like you look at the last pay-per-view, and Revolution was a great show, but the build to it was atrocious for almost every single story. Yeah, so that was just like a universal belief was and the build, and I still don't know what the hell we're looking at for the next show. It's
because it's the way they started the show with those 4 pillars. I was just kind of just, what is going on?
And then I don't know what we're gonna do with that. But yeah, Taya's there. Good for Taya. Good for them. Hopefully, having her there, I think she could bring a lot to building up some other ones. Actually, I don't know. I wouldn't mind her in Soraya's group to have someone that kind of fits that. I feel like she fits what they're trying to do there more than Soraya.
I would say she would legitimize them as more of the bad girls instead of them just looking like WWE rejects. At least Taya had before WWE.
Exactly.
Kenny says, "Kiss my ass, Tito." Just say it. Yeah, I agree.
Like if they let her be, Taya Valkyrie, like she was an Impact, then that's instant gold right there.
Yeah.
Especially to y'all's point, especially if they put her in that faction.
If that's a build from the Double Nothing, then great. There hasn't been a fatal 4-way match for the title yet, and the story is told. 4 pillars fighting. Has there not been a fatal 4 for the world title? I guess not. I was thinking about the one from last year at Forbidden Door, but that was for the IWGP.
Right.
All right, brother. Have a great and happy anniversary, Kenny.
Happy anniversary again, brother.
Next up, the Bella Twins, after 15 years with the WWE.
You can look, but the ass is gone.
going forward, there will be the Garcia twins, Nikki and Brie Garcia. You can admire, but you can't grab. You know, whatever the song's gonna be. So I had forgotten what year it was, but I knew that they were Hall of Famers. It was back in 2020 that they were Hall of Famers. They've been Hall of Famers for 3 years.
I completely forgot they were even Hall of Famers.
I knew they were going to be in it at some point. I thought it was last year. I forgot that it had been like 3 years because they got her up for the pandemic hit. TK's dropping the ball with Jade. Her being the TBS champion would mean she should be the workhorse of the women's division. She needs to go after the World Women's title. Yeah, she should. And, you know, part of it is that Jade, in a company full of, like, their whole thing is like workhorses and like long-ass 30-minute matches. That's not Jade's.
I was going to say, she ain't none of that.
No, she's not. But she is an attraction, and she's a moneymaker. And, you know, maybe a company entirely based off of workhorse wrestling does need that. Prop it up some, and Jade's definitely the one to do it. But yeah, the Bella twins are gone. They will now be the Garcia twins. Their podcast is now the Nikki and Brie show, which also runs on Sirius XM.
Ass.
And they're going to have their own show on Amazon Prime.
Boom.
Prime Video.
Prime.
It's a dating show for twins.
Ass.
Prime ass.
Twins. Look, we just got a show called MILF Manor going, so like,
starring Jack Wilson.
Yeah, so like, why not? Why not? And of course, you know, because the Bellas became big news, the argument going around was they're either very inspirational to the women in wrestling, or they're not, and they set everything back 15 years. I lean towards them, you know, being responsible for a lot of things, being inspirational. I kind of lean towards that first side. But what about y'all? I don't think women's wrestling backtracked because of them. I think it actually moved forward because of them.
Oh no, they're definitely pioneers because they were an integral part of getting towards the women's revolution, all that. Getting away from the Divas title and all of that. Even though they were a big part of it, they did help move it forward and out of that. They recognized when it needed to be ended. After that, I didn't really care less for them. I mean, they did what they had to do. Someone brought up a good point, and I'm kind of in agreement with them. Someone brought up a point on wrestling Twitter that they are only leaving WWE because they stepdad gone.
That could be. Is Johnny Ace still the stepdad? Didn't he cheat on his wife?
So he was being nasty at some point.
Songs me to talk. So good Lord, Tito. I'm not going to finish reading that. I'm not going to finish reading that. Nope. Y'all just like he's titty. No. I mean, yeah, but also I just think she got really good. My girl's like, yeah, Nikki improved a ton. Nikki was deserving of being like
Nikki is the good one. Brie is the one that just be getting people murked.
Brie
and murks herself.
Brie kicks people in the face.
Right.
I remember when she tried to do that suicide dive, and it almost was a suicide dive.
Oh God, yeah.
They help move the women's division where it is today, says Reggie. Yeah, the whole Total Divas, Total Bella stuff also helped bring a different set of eyes to women's wrestling. Like, there's a lot of things that they're responsible for that I don't think they get the credit they should.
How do you feel about Makazi's take on it, saying that they'll be released from the shackles?
Unleashed from the shackles?
He need to shut his stupid ass up.
shut up. What
Shut your
shackles did the
stupid ass
what
up.
shackles did the Bellas have?
Exactly.
Like this isn't a thing where like, oh, we're tired of this company. It's just they're retired. They went in the Hall of Fame 3 years ago. There's nothing left for them to do. They're just gonna go off and do their own shit. This isn't unchain yourself. Like, shut up. Shut up.
Like that tweet said, if he don't take his ass to Joanne Fabrics and shut up.
Stupid ass. Like,
Shut
at no
up.
point were those two ever shackled during their tenure at WWE. Like, shut up.
Nikki was out here married. Nikki was out here about to be married to John Cena. Brie out here married, met her husband there while he was having seizures and stuff.
Mid-seizure. Oh,
and again, their stepdad is Mr. People Power.
Right. Their dad is the greatest general manager, or the second greatest general manager in history.
Behind Mike Adamle, I agree.
That's Eric Bischoff, baby.
Number 4. How are you married to one of the best technical wrestlers in the world and still at? Look, some people just don't get it.
Talent ain't gonna translate over.
Yeah, talent's not an STD, brother.
Right. Right.
If I ever tried to wrestle, my ass would be 100 times worse than Brie. I don't got it. I don't got that gene in me. I don't.
You know what, Reggie? We see that all the time, brother. Like, look at Johnny Gargano and look at his wife.
Whoa.
It's the same thing.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me give you 1 second. All right. Yeah, go ahead.
Like I said, look at Johnny Gargano and look at his wife. They fit that category to me. I don't think Candice LeRae is that good, but
I'm testing that with a fucking 20-foot pole, brother. Ain't no way.
I will be the only one on that ledge.
Yeah, this is a pretty big move for them. They're gonna be fine. Whatever they do, they're gonna be great.
They're gonna be at AEW.
Yeah,
right.
That's not like AEW confirmed. No. Next up, this is like a mostly women's wrestling show this week because not a lot else happened news. Like, it was mostly in all the major companies. It was like mostly news surrounding the women's division.
All right.
Which is fine. There's a lot to cover. Roxanne Perez might not defend that title at Stand and Deliver.
I hate the way. Side note, I said it was gonna happen, and it happened, but that's neither here nor there. I hate the way HBK worded that tweet because I thought he was having a senior moment, but then come to find out he wasn't.
He worded it that way so you could be like, okay, all right, so clearly she's gonna wrestle a Stand and Deliver. Like, you don't just say it that way. Because we all know, because I remember when the injury happened, or when it happened, people thought it was real for some reason. They were like, oh, I hope she's okay. Yeah, she's fine. She's all right. She fell forward, face down, but made sure the belt hit the camera. Just like she's fine. She's fine. So it's not a real injury. So we know it's a storyline. And then HBK saying that, at least if he had said they will fight for the belt, they will fight for the belt. Okay. But the way he's in that tweet, what did he say? Roxanne Perez might possibly not compete and Stand and Deliver. Like,
and I might possibly.
Okay.
Roxanne has just been released from the hospital, and we don't know. We don't know if she's going to be cleared, so we might possibly have to crown a new champion. All right.
Let me go ahead and say this, by the way. That doctor said, we aren't sure what caused her to collapse.
Then why did you
cause all these problems? Like, why'd you release her? You're not going to release her if you don't know what was happening.
What kind of doctor are you? We don't know what's wrong with her. Send her home.
Send her ass home. Yeah, that Blue Cross Blue Shield you had didn't work. Didn't check. Vince is back. He cut that shit off.
Oh, this insurance card? Oh, this no good, baby.
Yeah.
They did cure her.
I'll
They just
tell
beat her
you
upside
what
the
she
head
had for a
again.
doctor. This is her doctor. That's who
They had Roxanne cured. Then they found out that insurance was rejected, and they just said,
Took it back.
hit her upside the head again. Like, you know what?
Just injected her with the bad case of the flu. Like, actually, you know what? Nope. Them Florida doctors suck. I mean,
now the big thing is, it might possibly it's something wrong with her in real life, but we don't know. Nobody knows what's wrong. So this is just as bad as the storyline. It's real life. Nobody knows what's going on.
just the idea that like we saw her collapse, we know she's having problems, but all these scans checked out, so we're just gonna send her home. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you are. You are not going to send her home if you know she's having. If she can fall over and pass out at a moment's notice, and she's having all these problems, but you're like, we don't know what's causing it. We're just gonna send her ass home. No, you're not.
That's how you get sued by CM Punk.
They're gonna be like, Dave Chappelle, just sprinkle some crack on it.
They're gonna just tell her go in the NXT parking lot. That'll fix you up. Just get jumped in the parking lot.
Right.
They gonna tell Mongo like, we need you to just leave for 15 minutes.
Like here's a coupon. Taco Bell's bringing the hot menu back, so just go over there, have you a good time. Yeah. I don't know, man. It actually does track logic for Florida. So we're having a I don't know if they said how many. We're having a multi-woman ladder match. We're having a multi-woman ladder match. They didn't say the number. Shawn Michaels wasn't like a 5-woman. He just said we're gonna have a ladder match. We're gonna have qualifiers for the ladder match. That's it. And he didn't specify a number.
It's going to be for NXT Championship, but I don't know if Roxanne is going to be it.
I think it's going to be 4 qualifying matches. You get 4 women in, and then at the show, Roxanne comes out as the 5th member, and she's going to fight
and die.
So in NXT, I'm trying to remember who qualified.
Zoe Stark
beat Sol
Ruka. Made me mad.
I was shocked. I was shocked by that. I thought Sol was going to win that. Honestly,
I did too.
That caught me off guard. And then God, what is her name? What's Fallon Henley's tag team partner's name?
Tatum.
No, Kiana James.
Kiana James.
Kiana James lost to. I can't remember who. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot who lost to. Let's look this up real quick.
Right.
Is Gigi Dolan. Gigi Dolan showed up. Like a 50-second match.
That's why we don't even remember it, because we blinked.
I mean, she whooped her ass for like 50 seconds and then just did this like snapmare driver thing. That was it. And Kiana goes to the back and she's, why weren't you out there? I needed some backup. Like, Fallon wasn't going to help with that.
Talking about some, I called you like you called for the match was.
We're also continuing that story of is she cheating on Brooks or not? she has a dinner date with Sebastian the Crab next week. And you know, all right. I was saying like I like the story a while back, but like, all right, we kind of you guys already did the she's not cheating. That was my brother thing. So
Now you just got him looking.
What's his name?
Move on.
Jensen.
Jensen and Briggs.
Jensen. I was watching that promo like, what if Sebastian is his first name?
we just don't know his first name.
if that's the case, I'm gonna fall out of this couch and die of laughter. If Sebastian is his real damn name, I'm gonna howl.
Was it Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen? But they stopped calling him Jensen. They just call him Brooks. So we might get a little repackage. We're like, that's Sebastian Brooks. Ugh.
Yeah, that's
ass. That's an ass name, but they've had worse.
Right.
Von Wagner.
Help me. Help you, Von. Help me.
Scripts.
Help you. Oh my. Can we talk about scripts? Can we please talk about scripts?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Me and
also on Impact, Taya and Rosemary just lost the belt, so yeah, Taya's gone. Yeah, let's talk about scripts.
Well, that bullshit came up. What is it? I know that ain't who I think it is. You still doing this. Y'all still insulting our intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Now he got a robot voice.
Yeah, let's not act like I don't unless he's gonna get a new mask, which he didn't. By the way.
Because we saw him later in the show.
Yeah. You look too excited to bury your brother. Shut up.
No, we not excited.
Okay.
Look, it's so bad.
It is
so
bad.
That character is horrible. Like, just give this man his pink slip already, please.
It is hot garbage.
So we get a promo or a vignette, and it's Scripps. I'm not gonna call him by his real name because apparently we're not supposed to know it. Scripps is talking about how he was here to change the game and change NXT, but things didn't work out or something, or got lost along the way, or who knows. But he's back, and he's gonna. I didn't know that he had been wrestling on Level Up for the past 3 months because he showed up on NXT once and was gone, and I was like, did they just give up?
And then we saw him getting his ass beat by another person who didn't need to be on.
I looked up his win-loss record because I was writing about him, and if you go to the website and look it up, he has 3 wins on Level Up. Ain't nobody's watching Level Up. No, so I was like, I assumed he was just gone for 3 months. So he's
I
back.
watched the clips of Level Up on Twitter, the little highlights. That's the only time I see the stuff of Level Up. And even then, it's like you see the same people. And I didn't even see not Reggie, but Scripps on there. Scripps.
You don't know us, Reggie. You don't know us, Reggie. It could be.
Yeah, I didn't see Scripps on there. I would see what's the one dude, not Dante Chen, other dude. He was in the little faction with the
with Wendy Chu.
Yeah.
God, what was his name? I want to say Bolo, but I don't think that's right. That's not.
But
right.
that dude, that's the only dude I ever see on there. He's always getting his ass beat.
I can't believe we got rid of 205 Live for Level Up. It's something.
Oh my God!
Like he's like that dude is the NXT Level Up Dolph. He gets everybody together.
That's not what you want to be.
Right.
That's not what you want to be at any point. So yeah, Scripps showed up. I guess I can take this off. Scripps showed up and to try to challenge Wes Lee for the belt. because who was the guy that bull rushed? I thought it was Grand Metalik. I could have sworn Grand Metalik was there. I was like, is that Grand? I thought he was gone. Who was that? In the purple mask.
Was it
Axiom?
Axiom? Yeah, that was
like,
Axiom.
because I saw the purple mask in the cape, and I was like, is Grand Metalik back? What the
That's
fuck?
why. That's why they need to take that off of him, because now you got Dragon Lee there. Because then you also had Dragon Lee talking about, so yes, I am ready to have many opportunities here in NXT. And I am excited for my first match. And it's like, if you're not fighting for the North American Championship, it's not going to make no sense.
Yeah, Wesley also said he wanted a 5-man at Stand and Deliver. But he's not going to have a ladder match because he already got a ladder match. So he's going to have a regular 5-man, which is weird because you know what? Stand and Deliver, just have a ladder match for that belt every single year.
Exactly.
This every year ladder match for that belt.
Mm-hmm.
Because you did that for a while in NXT, and it was...
it worked every time.
That's what threw me off, because I told John, I was like, oh, the North American title is going to be in a ladder match probably, because Wesley does flippy stuff.
That's his...
Perfect for that.
Perfect for it. It's perfect, yeah.
Everybody in the North American division, basically that division, is perfect for a ladder match.
Axiom in a ladder match? Yeah.
They're like, nope,
in there. 5-way. Whatever.
It better be elimination. Make it elimination at least.
Right.
Wesley
is there trying to do his thing. Someone gets attacked? Does he get attacked by McDonough? JD McDonough shows up.
Oh yeah, he got the headbutt.
Yeah,
JD ran in and headbutted him, and I guess Ilya's. So we might get Ilya and JD in that match.
Yeah, that's supposed to be next week.
But Axiom runs in to challenge Wes, and who does he get drop kicked by? Scripps. And Scripps in the vignette, Scripps is like tearing apart a mask.
Right.
And he's like, I'm reinventing myself. Like, oh, new mask. And he shows up, not a new mask. Same mask, same shitty mask. With eye holes too big that show you Reggie's face. It's too big for his head.
Oh my god!
Because when he did that little sneak attack, and he popped up, because I didn't even listen to anything he said during that vignette, because I'm like, I don't care.
Why would you?
Why are you still here? Why are you still in this getup? So I'm like, whatever. But now that you said, he said, oh, I'm going to reinvent myself. I was already mad because I was like, he was talking shit. I know he was. Why is he here?
Sorry, Reggie. You're not the other Reggie, the less interesting Reggie.
Right. He was like, I'm like, why did he just randomly pop up? Like, most people don't show up after their vignette. Like, he had just had a vignette that probably about 15 minutes before that. Why are you randomly popping up?
Match.
Right. Like, why are you popping up for a sneak attack and you don't follow, and you're not even that? I'm like, oh, he's going to challenge for the title. No, we didn't even get a match.
I think he either fought Axiom off or he got hit by somebody else, and it was like
he got hit by JD, and then he was just like, oh, and then he did that little move on the outside, and that was the end of the segment.
What the hell? It was a fever dream of an episode between that and the Roxanne stuff. You know, man.
It wasn't one of the better. I would probably say the highlight of that show. Oh, I mean, we had a decent NXT tag title defense, Gallus versus Pretty Deadly. Yeah, and we found out Pretty Deadly would be hosting Stand and Deliver. What a shocker. Grayson Waller and Johnny Gargano redid Triple H and Randy Orton.
I'm sorry. If you want to defend Scripps, booty batty,
go right ahead.
You think Scripps is good?
Go ahead.
We don't.
I dare you.
Scripps is ass.
Defend it.
You need to get his ass tossed out into the NXT parking lot.
It's nothing personal. It's just the story. It's terrible.
The
It's just
character is
so bad.
ass. Nothing against him.
Like Reggie as a character, Reggie was better than Scripps.
Exactly.
And the fact that they want us to think that that is another person under that horribly made mask is an insult to our intelligence. Like, we're not going to act like that. We don't know that's Reggie.
I keep going back to it, and I feel bad, but like the eye holes are so big, you see his entire face.
Right.
You see his whole face. It hides nothing.
Like,
I've never seen a less useful mask.
Like
the mask R. Kelly had when he back in like 2002, that was a better mask than what Scripps has on.
Like how? Like there's no way to hide someone's face if they have locks. Like he already got locks, and then you trying to put a mask over the lock. That's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And the fact that they tried it, and he probably didn't want to say anything because he's like, I'm just trying to get this money. But no, it don't work. Like Margo said, the eye holes are too big. We can clearly see your face. You the only person in the company got, and then you the only person in NXT with those. We know what you look like because we have seen you flip around 40 million times. So,
ma'am, there's no way in heaven or hell that you can convince any of us that you're like this.
All right, look at that. Looking like a Make-A-Wish Rey Mysterio.
There's no way, ma'am.
Shout out to Rey Mysterio in the Hall of Fame. Shout out to him. As much as I always say I hate him.
Look, he deserves the WWE Hall. Look, honestly, if someone ever told me that Rey Mysterio was in their Mount Rushmore, I'd be okay with it.
Me too.
Oh, Rey Mysterio's
a GOAT.
He's the greatest luchador. He's the greatest mask of all time. All that. I don't bother. The little hating him is bored. It's just a game at this point. It's just an act. I don't hate them all like that anymore. It ain't 2006. It ain't 2010. And they're like, he's the WWE champion. Like, I know he's not gonna win titles no more.
Speaking of that, so he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. And I thought he would be like the front runner and the like main star of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he still could be, but we're also getting the Great Muta and probably Stacy Keibler in the Hall of Fame this year.
And guess who we're not getting?
Batista.
This
which is weird. Which is weird because you think Hollywood would be perfect for Batista.
Batista is a Hall of Famer and not a Hall of Famer. He was an announced Hall of Famer and then was like, nope, I don't want it yet. All right, we'll put it on hold. Everybody's, like you said, WrestleMania's in Hollywood. Batista's a movie star now. Nope.
I don't know, man. I don't know why he doesn't want to go
Come
and do
Batista.
it.
Let us get it.
I know before it's because it was a pandemic. He didn't want to have a no fan Hall of Fame.
Right.
I get that. Now you can't fit that day into your schedule. Just one day. Like you're already going to be in Hollywood. You're going to be in the area.
Asshole would be like, I want to be at WrestleMania 40.
So yeah, Ray. Do you think Ray's gonna be the big act, the final
headliner?
Yeah, because I think he has to be.
I can't think of anyone topping him.
Ray
I mean, I love Stacy Keibler, but no.
Rick
Muta is he's one of the GOATs, but
he wasn't in the WWE.
Right, he's like we respect you for all your stuff you did outside of WWE, but we will put you in our.
Honestly, with how they used to be, I'm surprised he's getting honored as a normal participant.
Right.
They used to have like a special honor. We'll talk about this 15 people that we weren't going to mention, but you know, they're in this other.
Oh yeah, they'll be like from 1928 in 1925 in 1960. Here's these people.
And that's those fake baseball names. McKellis Boxman. Like,
Steve Reese's. No, no relation to those Reese's. Yeah,
headliner. I hope so. I hope he is. I don't know if they said. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if they said that or not because I have not found anything saying that's the case.
and we
I
don't
just
know.
don't think.
And this is like the 1 year where we have no clue who the real, like the Hall of Famers are. Like we know
we didn't know that until last week. They had not mentioned the Hall of Fame,
right?
and we're like less than a month away from Mania. We're like, what the fuck? Where's the Hall of Fame?
And even when they were like, oh, even like the night they announced Ray, I'm like, oh, okay, I can't wait to see who it is. And it was like, Ray? I'm like, Ray Mysterio? And someone brought one of the podcasts I listened to brought up a good point, and I kind of agree with them. I'm tired of them. If you're going to announce someone in the Hall of Fame, they need to not be wrestling no more. And Ray is like, he's still active.
This is the. Is it the third time? Fourth time. Fourth time, right? Because Ric Flair, The Undertaker, Kurt Angle, and Ray.
Yeah.
More? That's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Is.
That's a lot of them. That's a lot of them. That is a pretty good amount. So does Ray retire at Mania?
I doubt it. I don't think he is.
That's the thing is like, I didn't think he'd go in this year because I figured he had like a few more years left. And usually I was like, oh, well, if he retires now, I guess he goes in, loses to Dom, and Dom gets heat. But then like, wait, no, Ray's not retiring now.
Right.
Ray's got a few more years left. What are we doing?
That's why I'm just like, I don't see like Dom, the Hall of Fame induction doesn't make sense with Dom coming out there messing with him to get him to fight him. Because it's like, okay, either you're doing this and the payoff is not going to be at WrestleMania and it's going to be a backlash
of a drag it out, which is ridiculous because they've been dragging this out since
Clash. Just because Backlash is going to be in Puerto Rico?
Was Clash when he turned on Ray? Clash at the Castle? SummerSlam? One of those?
Yeah, because him and Edge had the tag match. Him and Edge had that tag match, I think.
So yeah, it was Clash at the Castle. And they've been dragging this out. And on the bright side, Rhea and Dom are hilarious together. On the bright side, they're funny.
Yeah, they are.
Judgment Day as a group has been great. Without Edge involved in it. It got better once he left. I can't.
Right.
I love Edge, but I can't deny the fact that it just didn't work with him in it. It's been funny, and like seeing Dom show up to his house for Thanksgiving and then Christmas was fun. It was funny.
And it gave us Prison Dom.
Prison Dom is. I love Prison Dom so much. Prison Dom, every time he talks to somebody, he's just like, you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to be locked up. It's so good.
He had me dying on Monday. He was like, you got me that BMW. I was like, boy.
You got me that car, but it wasn't a new one. It wasn't a new car. It was from 2003. Shut up.
Oh, this is why. Because remember, I was saying it way before anybody else. I was like, hey, I like this Dom. He's finding himself. I was like, slowly but surely, he's found himself with this stupid gimmick.
He really has. Because all he's needed. That's all. What are you drinking? What was that, Mike?
Gallon of water, baby.
All right. I saw a podcast once where someone pulled that out, and it wasn't water; it was Kool-Aid. And that was very.
Oh yeah.
I think it was Bert. I think it was Bert Kreischer as a comedian. Yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
It's like
I wish
64
it was Kool-Aid.
ounces. It was like that was water. No, it was cherry Kool-Aid.
He was like, "Nuh-uh."
I wish it was 64 ounces of diabetes, but it's not.
Yeah. No, I'll tell you what was worse. Somebody at my job when we were in the office, they used to carry one of those around, and it would be coffee.
They, their shit. You know they are blowing that toilet up.
Right. Rest in peace to that toilet boy. Right.
It'd be coffee, it'd be water. I'm like, man, nah, I'm good.
Nah, Prison Dom and talking MVP. Good Lord. Prison Dom's great. I was thinking, like, if it's his retirement, which it really shouldn't be, do you do hair versus mask? That's like a big. That's like a big like luchador thing. That kind of like mask versus mask.
Yeah, and even then, it's like
we've already seen
us,
Ray demasked.
For us, we already know what he looks like.
He wrestled in WCW for what, a year and a half.
He looks like a baby.
No mask.
If you don't know what Rey Mysterio looks like, just take Dom's face and put it on that little body. There you go.
What was his team called with Kidman?
The Filthy Animals.
Filthy Animals.
The Filthy Animals.
Filthy
yeah.
Animals.
Let's look up the Filthy Animals. You'll see.
The greatest.
Like, who the hell is that? That's Ray.
I will also say WCW was ahead of its time. It died off too quickly when they had the cruiserweight tag titles.
Oh,
that was the greatest tag division ever.
And we're never gonna get it in the States again. We're never gonna get it in the States again. We have it in New Japan. We have the junior tag team titles.
That was the greatest. Late.
I was hoping with 205 Live we were gonna get.
Yeah.
I was dying for tag titles.
Because the rumor was they had belts made and everything.
They did. They did have belts made. The guy that makes the belts for them had belts made for him. And right when he had the belts made, Vince decided to pull the plug on it.
Oh my God! Fuck. Goddamn Vince.
Yeah, the cruiserweight tag division. I would recommend that. Watch WCW from 1999 all the way to the end, and you will see some of the greatest cruiserweight tag team wrestling ever from people. And you will see stars that are people that are still wrestling now.
Oh yeah, you will. That's why I kind of like hate that there are people that didn't check out WCW stuff before WWE got the documentaries out. Like, oh, see how stupid WCW was. Like, yeah, they made dumb mistakes, but they also had some really innovative shit. Like,
I had just started watching wrestling, so I had no clue that WCW. I was just watching because I'm like, oh, this is wrestling. I knew WCW came on at 8:00 and Raw came on at 9:00. So I'm like, shoot, I'm gonna get an hour head start. I'm gonna watch WCW, and then when 9:00 hit, I'm gonna flip over and just be flipping back and forth until from 9 to 10, and then I'm gonna have WWF for the rest of the night. I ain't think none of that stuff they were doing. Some of the stuff was clear. I'm like, okay, it was dumb. But people hated Jeff Jarrett. I ain't think Jeff Jarrett sucked. I thought Jeff Jarrett was awesome. In my opinion, I'm like, I literally saw him lose to China on Sunday night at the pay-per-view, and then he showed up in WCW the next night. I was like, oh, crap.
Look, Jeff Jarrett still rules. I don't care what anybody says. Give Jeff Jarrett the belt. Give Jeff Jarrett OC's title already. Go ahead and do it. No one deserves it more than Jeff Jarrett.
Wrestling Twitter was mad. People was mad Jeff Jarrett didn't win.
Oh God. It's weird how it's gone from I can't believe they have this old fogey on my TV still to Brie woo, Brie motherfucker.
But you know what though?
Let's get that belt on Jeff Jarrett.
But you know what though? He looks great.
Yeah.
Like Jeff Jarrett looks great. Like I was watching that match. I was watching the match last night. It was like, how old is Jeff Jarrett? What, 54, 55? Maybe a little older, maybe a little younger. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he looks fucking great, and he can still go.
That's why he left WWE. I bet. I'm sure he was happy with the job he had, but he didn't wrestle.
He can still go. Years old.
Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, I wanted to Did y'all hear about what Ric Flair said about his last match?
Oh God.
So Ric Flair wants a redo of his last match.
No.
Mm-mm.
Me and Kenny watched that.
I watched that.
We all watched it.
We all watched it.
We all watched
That man died on
bullshit.
camera 3 times.
That was so. We were so horrified at that whole show. We didn't even do predictions. We were like, no, we're not predicting nothing besides somebody dying.
We didn't want to support him dying on camera, which
he still did.
Almost did.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of great matches on that card, but it's like I don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to touch this. I don't want to be near this. But Ric Flair said, and I can't remember if it was on his podcast or it was in an interview, but he said something this week about how he knows what went wrong last time and he wants to redo his last match.
He died last time.
Like redo like
he
the same match.
He had a heart attack basically in the middle of the match and died.
Unless he found a time machine and brings back his 1985 self, Rick, shut your old ass up, Rick. Rick, you are the greatest of all time. But no.
The three of them three people got in common as we talking about Rick. Billy Gunn just celebrated. I think he said he celebrated 11 years being sober. I bet you those three people, Jeff Jarrett, Billy Gunn, and R-Truth, don't drink. We know Billy Gunn don't. I bet you Jeff Jarrett and R-Truth don't.
I think Jarrett's sober because Jarrett had an issue, so I think he had to be sober.
So
I'm sure Truth ain't out there getting shit faced every
day. Truth is walking around drinking about 5 of these a day.
So those three, see, they ain't gonna never have a last match.
Like,
Rick don't even have a last match every day.
I hate that it's true because I like beer a lot. But if you work out and just drink a lot of water, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be very healthy. You're gonna like it. That's proof. Those three are proof. And three people who have gone through varying levels of shit in their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Like that yeah, let's be honest. The stuff that Billy Gunn went through, he could be dead right now.
Yeah, Billy Gunn should definitely be dead.
Yeah. Jeff might, Jeff should probably be at the very least penniless. Like all the bad decisions he's made.
Great.
And because he was drinking a lot. And that was a thing where like he ended up having to get help because he showed up at that AAA show drunk off his ass. But he hasn't done that since. And I'm sure he gets a lot of help from Karen. They seem to have a pretty good relationship there. And then Truth is just the most positive motherfucker I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
That guy, I don't know if he's ever been like in the past 20 years. I don't know if he's ever been in any kind of trouble in the past 20 years. Like, I think maybe before he like did the K-Quick stuff, maybe, but
get rowdy.
Get rowdy. That man has been the most clean and positive influence you could be on anybody for 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think that we've covered pretty much anything that needed to be talked about this week. No predictions, and it's kind of just a kind of a thrown together show this week. There wasn't a lot to talk about aside from the things we got to. So, you can follow us at facebook.com/UndertheRingPod and twitch.tv/UndertheRingPod. Under the Ring Podcast airs every week, 8:45-ish, 9 o'clock, depends on, what's going on. We always try to be at least at latest 9 o'clock. Follow, you can get to our link tree at linktree/Under the Ring Pod to get all of our information. I'm at Twitter at GregBushSK. Running a bit more now, so you'll see more of those articles pop up. We got Rock Ribs 44, Kenny. We got Mr. Freshbeard, Mike Jones, The Right Answer, Matty Rhodes. We got Street Team, Mr. Boreal Maliente. and of course, our good friend Justin D. Baxley. Next week we'll be back. There's a pay-per-view next week, isn't there?
Yeah, it's Sacrifice.
Sacrifice. So next week we'll be Sacrifice. We'll be talking about all the latest news. I think it was Booty Batty who talked about it Saturday. You will catch me and Mike, possibly Kenny, this Saturday, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be talking about The Last of Us, the final 2 episodes. We're going to get into it. Hell of a season. Hell of a show. I can't wait for him to fuck it up in 2 years.
We'll be talking about Dragons by the end, though.
True. We'll have Dragons. All right. Anything else you boys want to say?
Underrated Steve Austin moment when he interrupted Jeff Jarrett and stunned him and then did the Jeff Jarrett strut.
Okay. My favorite Stone Cold moment of all time is when he's back there. It's during the heel Stone Cold run. When he's talking to Regal and to Jerry. And he sends Regal off to go do something. He's sitting in Regal's office and he's talking to Jerry. And Stone Cold says, "Am I crazy? Is it me? I mean, it makes sense, right? I don't want to defend this belt against 2 other guys. That's why this petition's been made. Don't you understand, Ty, Jerry?" And Jerry speaks to him in his language. Of course, Stone Cold can't speak it. But Jerry finishes and Stone Cold goes, "Damn, you're wise. See, that's smart. I like that." It's so stupid. It's so funny. Like, I know heel Stone Cold isn't looked back on fondly. But I think there was a lot of good in there. I think there was a lot of fun stuff.
He's just as good as Hollywood Rock.
He really is. Like, go back and watch some of that. Him with Angle, the little cowboy hats and playing the guitars. Like, just give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Right.
You'll laugh.
I enjoyed heel Stone Cold. I would say me, I can't think of like I guess per se underrated moment off top, but a moment that I will forever appreciate was him throwing that damn IC title in the river. And that just set off arguably the greatest rivalry in the history of wrestling. At least one of the top 3, Stone Cold and Rock.
I remember when he fell in that water and I thought it was real. That's when I thought wrestling was real. I was like,
yep, that too. I'm like, oh God, Stone Cold is dead.
Mom, he's dead. I'm like, shut up. You know this shit ain't real. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I saw that man fall in the water.
Right.
I rewatched that back. It was clearly a dummy, but little me didn't know that.
Still, you don't know. Yeah. It's like if there was a kid watching when Vince McMahon's limo exploded.
I was grown when that happened, and people were asking me, "Did he actually die?" I'm like, "No, he's alive."
We're not going to see that type of death on live television.
This is not YouTube.
They would not have
YouTube started.
They would not have kept that camera on the car for 5 minutes. They would have cut away instantly. There would not have been. Rick needs to go live live with DDP for a while, like Jake Roberts and Scott Hall did. I mean, look, Rick just doesn't want help. I think
Rick doesn't want help. Rick swears by his little weed brand he got, Ric Flair drip, and all that. He swears by that. Him smoking weed now has helped him wean off of all the drugs he was doing.
I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure Ric Flair smokes ditch weed. I'm pretty sure. Like, he doesn't have the good stuff. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
Conan Brown Pillman will always have me questioning kayfabe. That was a pretty intense moment. I got to write about that. Yeah, that home invasion angle. That was you can check if you go to the link tree. There you go. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for us. Oh, sorry,
one more thing, Mongo. Sorry, folks. It is tomorrow, St. Patty's Day, so it'll be St. Patty's Day weekend. Be safe out there. You know, as you see, I've been hydrating because, you know, I'm going to be a hooligan this weekend, but, you know, be safe
Get all that
out
green beer.
there. Yep, drinking that good green, drinking that good old green beer. So folks, be safe. You know, we've said it time and time again on here. You know, if you drink one too many, don't hesitate to call an Uber. You know, don't hesitate to have a DD. You know, just be safe, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
Amen, brother. Exactly. Correct. Do not drink and drive above all else. Do not do it. All right, folks. Till then, we'll see you Saturday, and we'll see you next week for your Unlearning Pod. Until then,